magical.
Madness.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Coffee Talk Friday. We are talking about all things that are like movies, shows, topics that bring nostalgia and spoilers, but these are going to be movies that bring nostalgia, so they have been out for a while.
Yes.
If it's a movie or a show, so go check it out.
If we spoil something, that's your fault because you should have seen this.
No. If we spoiled something, look at the title first and then watch the movie and then listen.
Correct.
Because there will be spoilers in here.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, I'm anxious to hear what we're talking about. I have no idea.
Yeah, this one is really exciting because this one's going to bring you back to summer camp for a second.
Summer camp.
Summer camp. Bring you back to a time where you'd do fun things and you'd meet a new friend. And
Is this Camp Rock?
It's not Camp Rock.
Really?
No, but at a summer camp, you could meet a new friend and it could completely change your life. And maybe you could even switch places with them if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Because, do you know what
I
it
grew
is
up on
now?
this movie.
Because
Parent Trap.
Today we're talking about The Parent Trap.
I totally forgot that that's even a Disney movie.
It is a Disney
Yeah.
movie, and there's actually two of them. So, like, the original Parent Trap was a Disney movie, and then they remade it, the one that we grew up on. The one, actually, I've never watched the old one, probably never will, because the one that I grew up on has Lindsay Lohan, and
Yep, same.
it is her first role, and she is the best.
When she was an innocent little...
Lindsay Lohan is probably one of my favorite, like, actresses. Like, I'll watch anything if Lindsay Lohan's in it. That's just how...
Yeah.
Um,
She's making a comeback right now.
she is. She has all those Netflix movies coming out.
Netflix has been giving her a second chance here.
Yeah, and they're all great, and
Yeah.
we love it. We love Lindsay Lohan movies, and this one was the original one because it actually says, like, in the what is it called, the title when they say all of the cast, it says introducing Lindsay Lohan. So yeah, this is her first. And what did she do? She didn't play not one role, but she played two.
She did.
She played her and herself.
Put her on the map.
Yes.
Instantly.
Which, that is, I did not know that she wasn't a twin when I grew up watching this. They fooled me.
Yeah, right. She actually has a twin in real life.
I thought it was two people. I thought it was two people probably until I watched, like, Freaky Friday or something, like, when it is only Lindsay Lohan. Like, there's not two of them.
Yeah.
Probably because I grew up watching, like, the Olsen twins, who are actual twins. So I just figured Lindsay Lohan was the Lohan twins.
Yeah, right.
Nope. It's one girl. And this movie is so good.
It is. My mom loved this movie. I don't know if she's watched it in a while, but I just remember we watched it a lot because just my mom liked it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a really good movie.
Mm-hmm. We watched this movie quite often. We had it on VHS. We probably watched this more times than I could count, and I still watch this. If this movie is on, I will turn it on.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's still really great. You have, like, a fun storyline starting out with camp, which epic camp pranks. Like,
I mean, they were fencing at this camp. What kind of camp is this? It's a rich kid's camp.
It's a rich kid
without a doubt.
Girls camp.
Yeah.
Which had the one boy. He said, I didn't know this was a girls' camp.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and then they were fencing, and they lived in these, like, cabins. And then the weirdest part about this movie, because I worked at a camp for many years, grew up going to camp, they have an isolation cabin. And they just leave these two girls in this one cabin by themselves with no supervision.
She gets her ears pierced by her twin sister.
Gets her ears pierced, discovers it's her twin sister, and this is all for punishment for doing like, bad pranks.
Yep.
That's not what happens at camp.
No. I've been, yeah. I grew up going to camp. Well, my senior year, and then I like helped at camps after that. But
Yeah, but there's never an
I
isolation
want to
camp
go to
with no
whatever.
supervision.
I
I
want to
want to
go
go
to,
to this
yeah.
camp. And they somehow were able to get like these 11-year-old girls. The first like one of the first pranks was they were able to get their beds on top of the cabin. Who I couldn't do that when I was 11, I don't think. I don't think
No.
I could lift up a bed.
Were they 11?
Yes.
Really?
They were 11. They were going to turn 12 on like
Jeez.
in October, I think was um their birthday.
Okay.
That's when because she asked how old she was when they were in the isolation cabin. That's when they discovered they have the same birthday.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Do you know your dad? What's your dad like?" "Well, actually, I don't have a dad." "Well, I did have a dad. I just don't know him." And then she's like, "Do you know your mom?" And they're like, "We're twin sisters."
And then
And then
boom.
switch places.
Yep. So yeah, their one girl's dad like owns a ranch out in what state?
California.
California.
Yeah, because he's like he owns a vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
And then that brings us to now as an adult watching this, maybe one of my favorite characters, Meredith Blake.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, we gotta explain too. Like when their parents split up when they were very young.
Yeah.
Well, the mom took one daughter, the dad took the other.
Yeah.
The mom is like some fashion designer in New York. Rich.
No, London.
London. Oh, London. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then the dad is in California. So they're both super wealthy.
Super wealthy.
The daughters meet at this camp that their parents send them to unknowingly.
For wealthy girls because they fence there. So
Yeah, and then they realized, holy cow, I have a twin sister, and we know where both our parents are.
and let's get them back together.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point of them switching places. They want to know like their other parent.
Yeah, they want to get
But
to know the other one.
they also want their parents to be together because they're
Yeah.
11.
Right.
And
They want to have a whole family.
they want to have a whole family again, even though one is on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
But that's just, great 11-year-old thinking there.
Massive task that they're facing, but
Huge task. And
we're
they
gonna
did
spoil
it.
it for you. They get them back together.
It takes a
It
while.
works out in the end, but
Because it takes a while because of going back to one of my new favorite characters now.
Yeah.
Meredith Blake. She's 26. She
and
is
the dad's what, like 40?
who knows how
Yeah.
old he is, but he's very wealthy, and she said, "I love this man." And she's told her there's nothing wrong with being young and beautiful. And she said she's going to ship her off to boarding school and basically just live on this very wealthy vineyard and get married to this man in 2 weeks. So his daughter was gone for 8 weeks at camp.
Yeah.
So in this period of 8 to 10 weeks, he's going to have a new wife. So he has a full child to take care of and then decides he's going to just bring a new wife into
So
the picture
Yeah, and then
when she comes back.
the other sister, so they switch. He goes,
Yeah.
and the parents don't realize it that they have their daughter's different, and she realizes that
Yeah,
her dad is dating this 26-year-old, and then she's trying to call her other sister in London
yeah,
and tell her what's going on while she's just having the time of her life with
her mom. And then that's when they had the before she called her, she was having the moment with her mom where they had like the fashion show.
Yeah.
Which I don't feel like this happened. Like this needs to happen more in movies now. I love a good sequence where there is like a fashion show or they're changing outfits and you're just like in the moment of watching them change an outfit and like there's good music playing. But the mom had to go in and make sure like the photo shoot was going well for one of her like bridal shots. And she got to go to work with her mom and she just met her mom and I just like I'm not gonna lie, I just watched this movie and I got really emotional at that part and then at the other part, like when the other girl meets the dad for the first time she just like keeps looking at him. He goes like, "Why are you looking at me?" And she's like, it's been a long time.
And both the parents are like very lovable
They're
characters.
very
Like neither
lovable.
one of them's like a jerk or
No.
like yeah.
Yeah. Because Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid.
Love him. Love.
What's the he just played a character recently
I
in a
don't know.
movie. Was he
Uh,
Reagan? Was that him or am I thinking of someone else?
it could be that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, I think so.
Is he the one who played Reagan? I haven't seen that movie, but
Yeah.
he's still acting.
Yes, he's still acting. He hasn't stopped. I actually don't know how much like, and the mom is Natasha Richards. I don't know what she is in, honestly, besides this movie. But why this movie, like, we just started watching this other show, and why this movie popped in my mind is because the butler, which was one
Yeah.
of my favorite characters, the butler was in the show, and I was like, I've never seen him in anything else besides The Parent Trap.
Yep.
And I was like, he is in The Parent Trap. And
He looks different in the show that we're watching.
yeah, but I just like his face is so memorable, and I was like, I've never seen him in anything else, and I just watched The Parent Trap so much.
Yeah.
And one of the coolest things about The Parent Trap and then The Butler is the handshake.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
da-na-na-na.
Yeah, so yeah, that's right. She taught her
The handshake.
the handshake at camp. So like, hey, you're gonna need to know this because I have this handshake with my butler
Yeah.
in London.
Okay, and then they went through all of so they were very smart 11-year-olds because they went through every single person that she could potentially meet, like grandfather. She's like, "What do you call him?" Grandfather. Oh.
Yeah.
And
Duh.
and they practiced the handshake. They went over the dog. They went over Chelsea or Chessie or Chessie, I
Oh.
think is her name. The
Oh,
like
yeah.
the cook,
Yeah. So
for
the
her
dad
dad
kind of the
has
dad
like
has like a nanny basically.
a nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they went over her, and then they had a foolproof plan, but what they didn't consider is she could say something weird and grandfather would know. That is not my and then I just think the funniest part is the grandfather is the one who finds out, and then it's Chessie is the other one, because first her dog's like, that's not Hallie. And that's why dogs are great pets, because they will let you know if that is not the right person.
Yeah. That's so that she's the first one to find out that the nanny is the first one to find out
Yeah.
that this isn't
Yeah.
the real one.
Yes.
the fake one.
She finds out because she starts she comes in after, like, he's going to tell her about Meredith, that they're going to need to get married. She starts like freaking out and is very proper.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "You sound just like," and she's like, "Who do I sound like?" And then, "Do I sound like Annie?" And she's like, "You know about Annie?" She goes, "I am Annie."
What a great scene.
And then she starts crying, and
Yeah.
that part made me a little emotional when I watched that too. And then, they try to get them back together. The parents are like
We gotta
talk
talk about
about,
the camping trip.
oh, that's next. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they first come together before the camping trip.
Yeah.
They like plan this whole thing. They parent trap them.
Mm-hmm.
And they make this date back on the boat. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like they had the butler and the nanny serve them, and they planned out this whole thing, and then basically the parents go over why they're not together.
Mm-hmm.
Like they broke up for a reason, and they were still mad about it, like with each other. So they're like, it's not gonna work out. Sorry, kids. Let's go. We're gonna go on this camping trip.
Yeah.
Does their mom go with them? Because I don't think that she does. No, she
No.
stays back like at the vineyard.
Yep.
Like
Oh,
his
vineyard's
house.
a vineyard. Yeah.
It's a
not
vineyard.
ranch, Yeah.
Well, I mean, he does have like he has the horses and he takes care. So
Yeah.
it's basically a ranch too.
Right.
But they take, so it's Meredith, who's future stepmom, who doesn't like kids at all.
Yeah.
And now she just came into this the kid wasn't around when she met. Now there's two of them. Go on the camping trip. They put the, what is it, a little gecko in
Yeah.
her thing.
Yep.
And the gecko's on her face, and then they push her like air mattress
That's
into,
probably the scene I remember the most of that movie is the air mattress in the lake.
into the
When she
lake.
wakes up and
And she just screams. And then
Yep.
she's like, I'm not doing this anymore. The parents laugh, and then they get back together.
yep,
And it's like a
Meredith-
happy ending.
Meredith's gone
Yeah.
and she's out of the picture.
Yeah. And they were so mean to her. Like they did like such awful pranks on her, like on this camping trip. But if you think about it, they did really bad pranks to each other before they like became friends. So
Yeah.
it's just in their nature to do bad pranks.
Right.
But yeah, I love this movie. I think it just brings so much happiness. And it makes you, I don't know. I just really loved that when they like met their parents again. It gave me a different perspective watching as an adult.
Yeah.
You know, as a little kid, when you look at your parents. Yeah.
I would agree.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you should see it.
Yes.
Sorry if we spoiled it for you, but it's
But-
been out a long time.
Yes, 1998.
Crazy.
27 years.
I was 4 years old.
I was 0 years old.
No, I was 3.
Yeah. And yeah, that's a movie that we watched often, and I just watched it again, and I'm sure whenever it is on, I will watch it every time.
Yeah. I don't say that's not one I see like playing very often. Just like on the
No, it used to play often on like ABC Family.
okay.
They would have like these movie weekends,
Mhm.
and it would be on there a lot.
Okay.
But I don't know if when it changed to like the other channel, they stopped playing it as much.
Yeah.
But that was something that, but Disney Plus does have this cool thing now where it is like streaming. Like they'll have like 6 or 7 channels that are like different topics. So one of the topics is throwbacks.
Oh, cool.
So I have seen it play on that like throwback channel
Yeah.
often. So like I've clicked on it there.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That was a fun one.
that was.
Yeah. I watched that quite a bit when I was a kid.
I didn't know if you would have watched this or not, so I was a little nervous, but good movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that and it brought you back a little bit.
Yeah, so tune in to next week for Coffee Talk Friday. Grab a cup of coffee, listen to this one, and
Yeah.
enjoy The Parent Trap, honestly.
Enjoy it. Have a great weekend. Catch us on Monday for episode whatever.
Yeah, whatever
next
is
one.
coming out.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye everybody.